Technical difficulties.
We'll be back in a moment. Episodes are just so much.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, there you go. Brotherly angst. Maybe it'll only be in one episode.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was over a few previous.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was agonizing.
Yes,
It was
whenever
agonizing.
that happened in Supernatural too, and they were just
Like
like,
a couple of times.
at each other's throat. Yeah, and it just makes me so mad.
Yeah,
like,
I get
get over
frustrated.
it. Just talk to each other.
Just talk to each other.
Okay. Anyways. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. And we are here for another episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I'm Liesl. I'm the newbie. And very excited to watch episode number 9.
And I'm Kelsey. I'm the veteran. And I'm just having so much fun, like, watching this with someone that's never seen it before. So it's just very exciting.
We're having a blast.
Yes.
Yes. And we're so excited that you guys are here with us. Makes it so much fun too. And so let's see. The episode we're watching today is called Created Feelings.
Episode 9.
Episode 9. And let's see. Last week we did episode 8. And I'm going to read the little flashback catch up for us here. And so Ed and Al furiously battle the 5th Laboratory's psychotic guards. In the chaos, the truth behind the Philosopher's Stone is buried beneath rubble, and disturbing new questions are unearthed. So yes, I got to meet Barry and
Pepperoni.
pepperoni slicer. Yes, and I don't know what to do with either of those characters. I don't know what to do with Barry. That's a lot.
Well, Barry's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slicer is no longer
Yeah,
with us.
Slicer is
but
gone, but I'm sure we'll be seeing Barry again. And I don't know whether or not I'm looking forward to it. Like, I have
Yeah.
complicated emotions about Barry and his character. You about ready to dive in?
Yes.
All right. So let's see here. Get our little earbuds going. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
And we will press play right now. Oh, we're jumping right in.
Yeah, it's so catchy.
I know. It really is. I cannot sit still while this is playing. Oh, it is there every time.
The burning house is there every time. I can't believe you never noticed.
I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
you were
it's
just
the-
distracted at the title.
I think, no, and I think every single time I've been wondering who that person is in the beginning.
Who knows?
Oh. I think literally that's why. Because every
You just get
time I
distracted.
see it and I'm like, and then I miss the burning house.
I can't help it. I just really like Envy. They're just such a jerk, but I just really like them.
Yeah.
Like every time I see them, I'm like, man, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no, they're terrible.
Yes, they're
Like,
terrible.
especially because the last episode was when we saw more of them,
Yes.
and
kind of for the first time.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we'd met them a couple of times, but this was the first time where they were like, there was more going on. And I was
Right,
just like,
right.
oh, I forgot how terrible
Yeah,
they
that's
were.
a lot. Oh, yeah, and here's a little recap again.
Philosopher's Stone, Ed and Al break into the supposedly deserted Fifth laboratory. There they encounter two guards who
Barry.
Can't help it.
No, and even like he does look funny too, like terrifying.
And the way he like waddles, like
Yes.
he kind of waddles.
Al begins to wonder if he's
Reminds me
very
of
stout.
like has like a very clowny, like scary clown type of thing going on.
Angry violin.
Oh,
Looks like you can sit up now, huh?
he is not happy.
What happened with the fifth laboratory?
well, it
Somebody blew up the building and there's nothing left of it now but rubble.
Damn it!
Aw.
They wiped out everything! That didn't feel good.
Oh no.
Isn't there? Do you know how close I was to finding out the truth? This is no time for me to be lying around in a hospital.
So whiny.
Fullmetal Alchemist, sir! We do apologize in advance for this!
Get a grip.
You acted like a selfish child. You only escaped with your life because you were lucky. You don't have to do everything all on your own, you know. You can lean on other people. Like us. Not all adults are the enemy. You can trust us.
That's a very good lesson.
Aww.
Because remember, they're subordinates.
Right. They adjust quickly. That's great. What?
It's his little danger antenna. Nothing.
I mean, is it not assumed that he's gonna get in fights?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Aw. Emo kid. Emotions are hard.
Emotions are hard. Angst. Oh my gosh, another child that he's going to befriend. What's going to happen to this one? It's going to haunt him.
Angsty McAngst.
Angsty McAngst. Angst.
Oh. Don't worry about it. There were some characters that walked by in the background that are important later.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, hey.
Aw. Aw. Winry.
Judge.
So funny. Of course. With the roses. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should talk to him about it. Dark hallway.
Mm-hmm. Cheer up, emo kid.
Seriously. He's a serial killer.
Yeah, it's like, don't
Like,
listen to serial
Don't
killers.
listen. Oh my
God.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Aw.
He just like kidnaps her. Let my family love you.
Right, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
On her lip. He's just everyone's dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's even cleaning his glasses. Dad move. Oh my gosh.
She's precious.
Oh my gosh. It's truth. Oh.
No. Yeah.
Stop.
No.
So passive aggressive.
Yeah. Poor timing.
I know.
Poor timing. He looks evil.
I know. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so glad Winry was there.
Yes. That could have been much worse.
Ugh.
Lots of emotions.
Lots of emotions.
Short span of time. He's still got like a gut wound.
Yeah.
It's like, don't.
Aw. A little sorry.
Communication.
I
works.
Aw.
He hurt himself.
Of course he did.
Silly bud.
See, you just got to talk it out. Mm-hmm. And have a Winry, apparently. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm.
I just always think the word bosom is funny.
I know, me too.
It's just a funny word.
We're 12, it's fine.
Yeah.
It keeps just ending. And I just, See, it's really frustrating because this is so a show that I would binge if I was watching it in any other way, you know? Oh my gosh. Well, so that was a lot of emotion. I'm
Yes.
so glad that that only lasted one episode.
Yes.
So glad because they just needed to talk to each other. Talk it out.
Yes.
Yes,
Communication was had, which is wonderful.
it was.
And yeah, I liked that you said you need to have a Winry there. 'Cause
Yes.
she was like, no, talk to each other.
Right, exactly.
Ugh.
Aw. It's really cute too. The just Ed and Al and Winry, their whole little dynamic is real cute. And I'm just interested to see how long Ed pretends he doesn't have a crush on her.
Who knows?
and vice versa.
Yeah. I thought it was cute that Al was remembering, like, asking her as small children.
Right,
and, like,
yes.
Okay, there was no after the credits scene.
No after credit scene for this one.
And he was like, and she shot me down.
Right, yeah.
Like, you were like, how old? Less than 10? I would think so.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yes. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think I do at the end of this one. I think I put some puzzle pieces together in this episode.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I loved getting to see Couple Goals family
Yes.
and seeing them in action. And his daughter is totally adorable. Yes.
Very much so. I love that they just adopt Winry, basically.
Right, exactly.
They're like, yes, you're coming home with
Yeah.
us, and you are staying here.
Right.
And
It's
now
so
you are the
cute.
older sister to our child.
Yes, yeah. Because that's just how it is.
Yes.
That's just what happened. He really is just everybody's dad, though.
Yes.
Like, even to Mustang. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just everybody's dad.
Right, exactly. It's great. It is really great.
Like, you need a wife.
Right? Hilarious.
Oh, goodness.
Another dad thing to say.
I know. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
It's so good. I really enjoyed, too, in this episode, the two guards and their relationship with Ed.
Yes.
I really like how that's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat. That was some really cool character development.
I really like that they called him out on his behavior. Even though
Exactly.
they knew what could happen if
Yeah.
he had been more
Right.
traditional in his military
Yeah.
situation. But he
Right.
was like, no,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I mean, he's also 15, we decided?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's still a teenager.
It's like, I just really enjoyed that. It was really cool seeing them, like, learning how to navigate each other.
Yeah.
And, like, just being like, hey, you messed up. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, no, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, and at the end,
Yes.
with the Ishvalan
Yes.
community and everything there, that was where things kind of got put together. So it looks like Kimberly was the person. That's what I took away from that anyways. You don't have to confirm or deny.
Okay.
But it seemed like that was who was all up in Ishvalan business. And so that's kind of another puzzle piece.
Yeah, and they will go into more detail later, but like there are communities still in existence, and
Right.
but they're living in slums.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
because that's where he told Scar, that's where they were. They were like, you're in a slum outside East City.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think so. It's not great for their group of people,
Right.
but we will learn more about that
Yeah.
as we go.
Definitely.
So I have some more community questions.
Yes.
Do you think Winry should have told Ed about the screw?
Oh.
Because she like took that out.
I know. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do think that she should have told him. But I think that it's a funny dynamic
Yes.
of them growing up together. And so I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think, for her character and everything. And it's always good to have, a character not do everything exactly the right way.
Yeah.
It definitely makes sense for who she seems to be too.
Yes.
Because she's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I am definitely the kind of person that I would have told him about the screw, and I would have
Yes.
told her to tell him about the screw.
Yes.
But
for sure.
as an outsider viewer, it's like, okay, like it makes perfect sense as
It
to
does.
why she didn't.
Yeah, yeah. And especially, like, it seems like she and Ed have a lot in common emotionally and just the way that they react to things and interact with each other. So I feel like if the situation was reversed,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it would
They're
have
just-
so been the exact same thing. Which is another
they're just, like,
consideration.
very outspoken and strong-willed people.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we saw a lot of those, like, kind of cartoony anime tropey scenes here
We
to show those
did.
emotions. And I love
Yes.
the little, like, evil star eyes when she's like, he doesn't know about the screw.
Exactly. There were a bunch of things in this episode too, and I don't remember it happening in other episodes as much, but it may have, and it's so seamless though. Again, when a character is having a conversation or there's dialogue that is kind of like, oh, who is this person talking to? I love that they had like arrows going from like the other three people in the room.
They were judging him.
Yeah,
and
like
you saw
looking
that.
at Ed, and it was just like so clear and perfect. Like, I just love that.
Yeah, because if those hadn't been there, you may not have necessarily picked up
Right.
that they were all glaring at him like
Exactly.
you should say something.
Exactly. Or like when Al is first back in the room and Ed is like talking to his milk,
Yes.
and it's like,
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
right, the things that he was saying,
Yes.
without the little angry red line to the milk, it would have been like, oh, are you saying that to Al? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I really thought that was cool. Again, it's just these really concise ways of being able to portray something without excessive dialogue.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
What do you think about the different ways Winry versus Ed dealt with Al's outburst? So, like, Ed just got up and left,
Yeah.
whereas Winry actually confronted him about it.
I think that Ed should have talked about it. But it's also they're brothers. And brothers fight. And sometimes you do need to take a step away. To clear your head before you can go back and have a conversation. And when they did come back together after he, decided to fight him a little bit and be a doofus, like, then they had like this really sentimental, touching conversation, which was great. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, because we see him most often when he's being very loud and outspoken, and he comes off as very confident.
Right.
And he is to a certain degree. But this was something like we saw in the flashback. Like, he blames himself for all of it.
Yeah.
Because he's the older brother. It was his idea.
Right.
And he was the one that, even though he was doing it to save Al, was the one that put him in the armor.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of these very strong feelings.
Yeah. Well, and even, the psychology of the characters, it makes sense for this really outwardly confident person to have inner insecurities.
Yes.
I think that that's pretty common. And so it's especially interesting to see that in a character. And so, he's outwardly loud and, distracting from his emotions intentionally because he doesn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And you really got to see that in this scene. So that was neat.
Yeah. And I appreciated how quickly and effectively Winry was like, stop it. You're
Yes.
wrong.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I just really enjoy their dynamic, the three of them together.
Yes.
I think that they work really well. And
And I thought that this episode, like, because we met her previously when they went to, like, we saw her in flashbacks when she was a little kid. Then we saw her in the episode where they went back to their hometown, Risenbul. But she was, like, busy working the whole time, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of that dynamic. So I like that this is a very good episode for, like, this is how they usually are.
Absolutely. And I thought it was neat too, because when they went back home, it was kind of like they were on her turf, you know, so there was a lot more comfort there. She was even more like Ed, where she was like a little more short and abrasive and like all these different things. And then you see her kind of out of her element and connecting with people in a different way. And yeah, it's really cool character development for sure.
Yeah.
I
only have one more question.
Okay.
What's up with Ed and Milk? He had a lot of strong opinions about Milk.
Yeah, I actually don't know what this is about. I really have no idea. But I have noticed it a handful of times now.
It's not. I don't think they ever actually talk about it. They may, but it's not terribly, and like it's not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah.
Like spoiled milk.
Yeah.
But in the story, like there's kind of a running joke that because he hates milk, like he just doesn't like the taste of it. That's why he's so short. And as you've seen, he's very sensitive about his height.
Yes.
So that's why everybody's like, you need to drink your milk so you'll get bigger. And he's like, I hate it. But he's also like grumpy because he's so short.
Well, and it's so funny because again, I forget how young they are.
Yes.
I just, every single time I forget.
And a little bit of a trivia for you. One of the reasons that the creator decided to make Ed hate milk so much and why it's so prevalent in the show is because she grew up on a dairy farm and she hates milk because of that.
This is something, as a writer, I love hearing those kind of things because that is such an interesting piece.
She hates
that, she just added it because she felt like it.
Yeah, because she grew up out in the country on a dairy farm and she worked on, like, when you grow up in that kind of situation, like, you are helping do, like, that's what I had to do. Like, you have to help with everything from a very young age. And I just thought that was such a fun and interesting little bit of trivia. And if for those of you that have read the manga or are planning on it, it's pretty common for they're called mangakas, which is just those are the artists, and usually the artist / author, because most of the time it's the same person doing both of those jobs, but not always. But this person, and I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, it can be written somewhere on the screen. But she does both of those jobs. And it's really common in manga for the artist to do like little blurbs maybe before the content or afterwards, and they just draw little doodles and they'll write like a little author's note. And her persona that she uses is basically like an anthropomorphic cow. So she's a little cow, just like talking to the audience.
That is amazing.
And it's adorable.
That is awesome.
That is so fun.
Cute. That is so fun.
I love everything about her.
Yes.
She's wonderful.
Well, and I want to touch on again too, like as you know, I'm sure there's some writers out there, and it's just such an interesting thing to see in action how when you put little pieces of yourself into the characters, that is really what makes them deep and heartfelt characters.
And it doesn't even have to be like a serious item. Like it's just the fact that he doesn't like milk.
Yeah.
And it's just because she grew up on a dairy farm.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be super important to the plot. It's literally just a detail that helps flesh out the character and the story.
But then it's like it grew into this thing where he's and he didn't grow. You know, it grew and he didn't. Yeah.
Drink your milk unless you're lactose intolerant, and then don't.
Angry Ed face right here. Yeah. But yeah, so that was just, it was a really cool episode for character development all around.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good
I'm glad
one.
you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I did kind of warn her ahead of time. I was like, this should be like an easier episode emotionally, but then like I was wrong because
I know.
she got teary-eyed.
I did get teary-eyed, but this is where like
yeah.
different things hit me
Yes.
different, you know, like at different times.
Yes,
I don't know
because for me, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
in my brain, I was like, okay, it's not going to be tragic,
yes,
but it was like very heavy.
moving.
Yes,
It was moving.
It was a lot
yeah.
of
Yeah.
feelings.
Well, and I think for some reason, Winry's tears
Yeah.
is really what got me.
Yes.
Like that was when
And
she
I was like,
started-
oh no.
I know. I know. Yeah. Like when she started, I was like,
Yes.
I'm not going to look anymore. But yeah, so it was a great episode though. I really, really enjoyed this one.
Wonderful.
Yeah. But so thank you again, guys, for being here. Really appreciate you joining us again. We'll see you next Saturday at 4 p.m. And of course, as usual, if you liked this video, definitely give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube and a like and share on Facebook. Just helps us share these videos with as many people as we can and keep making cool things. So
And as usual, just feel free to discuss this episode or previous episodes in the comments, but please avoid talking about later stuff because we do want to try and keep our comments spoiler free for
Yes.
people like Liesl and others that may be watching
Absolutely.
this for the first time. So
Yeah.
try and keep it fresh.
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.